YouTube! What the crap's going on? No, I'm not Eric Carthage. That was just an impression of him. I'm actually Janet on occasion, and yeah, I was asked by the guy I was playing against in this battle if this is based on one of his builds. I haven't seen it, honestly, but you know, it's a pretty tough nut to crack, so I wouldn't be surprised if other people were using this kind of thing. So, against the Empire, I brought Chaos along with me, and as you can see, I've got a front line of Chaos Marauders, an awful lot of them. Behind them, a load of Forsaken. So these guys, just the weapon damage is huge. I mean, like, Chaos Marauders can do a fair bit of damage, right? 27 weapon strength, but you know, they can cut through armoured stuff pretty well. But then when you look at the Forsaken, 64 weapon strength, it's just insane. So, you know, as long as they're not the focus of attention, you know, if they're just hiding amongst the ranks of Chaos Marauders, they can get some serious work done. So yeah, I absolutely love these guys. And they are actually fairly well armoured. 75 armour compared to the 15. The Chaos Marauders, so you know, they're pretty tough. But yeah, I find they're great if you just throw them in the front line, back them up with some stuff, and or use them as a flanking force if there's space. So anyway, so here I've got a couple of Exalted Heroes as well, on Manticores, so Terra, which is great, and also Archaon on, is it Durga? I can't remember his horse's name. Honestly, I don't know horses very well. I know Manticores, there's Percy and Jeremy, they're both great. And also I've got some Chaos Warhounds in the back, so they got nice poison damage, which is really good. Usually people bring them along with cavalry in order to win those cavalry engages, but frankly, the poison from them just helps in any engage. So anywhere I see weakness, I can charge these guys in, and they are really good at chasing down sort of, you know, ranged units and stuff like that. They're great for that, so I like to use them there as well. So if we go over here, as you can see, he's advancing, so we'll get into a fight pretty quickly. So here, he's got a couple of Knights of the Blazing Sun on this side, another one in the distance, and he's also got Boris Todbringer leading everybody, and he's got a Bright Wizard. So pretty formidable group, this lot. But he's also got a Jade Wizard, so I don't think it's a good idea bringing more than one wizard, generally, but yeah, we'll see. So he's got the Jade Wizard to heal people up, that's always very useful. So he's got a front line of swordsmen, so, you know, good standard infantry, you know, they will hold the line fairly well with some backup, and they do need backup. So he's brought backup, he's got some great swords here, 2 units, great against you know, enemy infantry. Obviously they're not going to get the benefit of their armour piercing against the Marauders, but they do have the anti-infantry, and their armour piercing will help against the Forsaken, so that's going to be useful either way. He's also got the silver bullets, so I need to watch out. You know, need to keep my flying units out of the way, because it will be easy for them to, you know, get hit by the silver bullets here. He's also got some spearmen guarding them, mainly from cavalry, really. When I'm in the air, it's not going to be, you know, it's difficult to just dive on top of them. And yeah, they're not going to do a huge amount. Also, he's got you know, the Knights of Blazing Sun on this side as well, so this is obviously his weaker side in terms of cavalry. Yeah, so that's everything, I think. So let's speed it up. So as you can see, I engage straight away, just get right in here. I split these guys up amongst these and try and veer someone off to get behind them. Here, I literally let all of his guys charge me straight away. So the Marauders take damage, and then the Forsaken come in, and they can start doing the damage to the enemy Knights, and they will do a lot. But, you know, he wasted his charge here, because they all went in against one unit. And, you know, they're all in their way. If he'd sent one unit of cavalry around the back, yeah, I'd have been decimated already. So here, you know, the swordsmen are doing pretty well against the Marauders, but obviously Archaon here helping is going to make it really tough. So I've got my Exalted Hero taking on the Silver Bullets, keeping them busy. You know, they're going to take far less damage from these spearmen than they would the Silver Bullets being shot at, so I'm happy with that. So here you can see already his Jade Wizard's been terrified by the Exalted Hero, and here the swordsman have run away before he was able to get the great swords in to help, which is a real shame. So he would have lost a lot of guys for no reason when he could have backed them up earlier. So here you can see again that crumbled, and now I'm against the great swords. The cavalry got completely decimated. You know, I backed up my guys with the Chaos Warhounds, and now I have this unbelievable flanking force that can just come in and decimate the back line. Here though, my Forsaken are still fighting. His Knights have taken a fair bit of damage there. I mean, these are worth, what, 1100, I think? So, 1100 each. So, yeah, the amount of expense that I managed to keep busy with very little is pretty ridiculous. So here, though, he's finally getting good rear charge on my guys, and that will hurt. But, you know, I do have the armor piercing and the high weapon damage, so hopefully I can do some damage here. Also, you know, it's not long before these guys get terrified again. I'm trying to take out his Jade Wizard, because he came back, which is very annoying. Came back very quickly. So you can see, though, the line is crumbling. Those great swords got completely enveloped and taken out. These other great swords, you know, fighting Archaon, not really their bag. You know, they don't have the anti-large to help take out Archaon there. So, bit of a pity. So here now, yeah, a bit of a mess. So you can see my Marauders are finished, but he's only got some like basic swordsmen and spearmen in here. And I've got all my heroes, and also the Chaos Warhounds are poisoning their remaining guys. So I've got a lot of very heavy hitters in here, you know, against his heroes. And obviously, you know, the Wizard isn't going to be as great in melee. Boris will do very well, but against, you know, 2 Manticores and Archaon, that's going to really hurt. And also, we both used Flaming Sword of Wrath and Ruin then. Not Flaming Sword of Wrath and Ruin, Flaming Sword of Ruin. So over here, I managed to use some Marauders just to keep all of their remaining guys wrapped up. I'm so happy for him to get, you know, taken out if it means taking out his, you know, all of his heroes. So we did get the Knights back, we didn't bring him back in again. So yeah, Boris got terrified for a bit, but he is back. But, you know, the 2 Manticores and Archaon in here, and, you know, being poisoned and, yeah, now surrounded, it's very tough for him. So, yeah, still got some Forsaken running amok in the back. And, yeah, that's it. He's had enough. He's had enough. I'm not surprised. Not surprised at all. So I think, to be honest, he could have had me, I think, if he just split up his cavalry better. If he didn't charge his cavalry that were on the left straight in, you know, on his left flank, not my left flank, on his left flank, if he didn't charge them straight in, then, you know, he could have got them round the back, done some damage. He could have used his great swords, right, to come in with his swordsmen in order to hold that line for longer. And if he managed to get some rear charges, that would have gone great. Also, where he had Boris and his Bright Wizard and 2 Knights of the Blazing Sun, all of that charging in, you know, straight into the line like that. That is crazy. Like, he wasted so much like power doing that. He could have enveloped that group and taken them out so quickly if he'd got us around, which he could have done easily. He could have just charged in with Boris, let them charge Boris, and when they're sat still, charge them from 2 different directions. You know, he could have taken it. He would have just healed up, because that battle wouldn't have lasted long. So yeah, they could have wiped out that unit, and it means they could have got to their front line quicker. So, you know, although even with the great swords that line might not have held, you know, for the entire game, they would have held longer, and they wouldn't have needed to hold as long. So I think he could have enveloped me pretty well there, honestly. You know, my flying units, I'd probably, you know, have to sort of divert to just going for his heroes, trying to, you know, assassinate things, rather than just keeping other, you know, units busy, which I was quite happy to do, because he was wasting his heroes, you know, in that one engagement that just didn't help him. So it was a real pity, real shame. Also, having Boris in the front line would have probably helped, because it would have kept morale higher, it would have kept the leadership higher, so his front line wouldn't have ran as quickly. And honestly, him versus Boris, he could have probably done pretty well, especially if, you know, he got all the spearmen surrounding him to try and ward off the Manticores. Then he could have charged him with knights. Like, there's a lot of things he could have done, I think. But yeah, he just gave me way too much time to just completely demolish his army. So it was a real pity. But really cool build. I really enjoyed it. All the Knights of the Blazing Sun. And Boris. I mean, I don't have Boris, and I wish I did. But yeah, I just can't be bothered to play that Beastman campaign. But, you know, hopefully we'll just get him at some point. Maybe the long campaign. Yeah, maybe in Total War 2. But, you know, we'll see. So, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please do comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.